Rimaniamo in Italia con una storia completamente
Okay, we stay in Italy with a different story. Filippo Ribacchi, CEO and founder of Bizarre Hotels.
Allora,
Okay, so Filippo, so tell us something about your experience. You are the very first generation, right? Yes, that's right. So we are talking about startup. Yeah, startup. We started our path in 2013, 2014, and it was a little bit weird. I was studying law at that time. I was giving tennis classes at that time just to get some more money, and then I entered this hospitality sector with the first apartments and bed and breakfast, etc. Yeah, as dozens of people. But then I started developing this interest for the hospitality sector, real estate, up to 2015, 2016, where we did our first acquisition of a hotel that was also awarded Quattro Hotel in a very important quarter in Rome, and this was very rewarding. And then we had COVID, so apart from the suffering during that period, this was a great boost, well, regardless of that, or in spite of that, because we did a lot of very interesting acquisitions. There was a family-run management at the very beginning with 3-4 facilities, and then we could set up a hotel group that in 2021 had 9-10 facilities in total. So they were like in middle size, 50 up to 100 rooms each, and with rent coverage which was very good, and with rental fees that were quite good, well, during COVID above all. So these allowed us to have a very nice cash flow. We could also manage our revenues. We could also structure ourselves as a group in order to make the headquarters and the management facility quite solid, and also do further acquisitions and development steps. I am responsible for that. In 2023, we had 35 million turnover, and then 2024 even better. 2025 we hope we will be able to reach 70 million. Well, an Italian group, quite a different and difficult story, so to say, and in the hotel sector, well, this is not always easy due to a lack of support from banks and institutions. So we were very, very targeted in our way of doing things, and we started with 3 different people. Well, my wife, another partner, and I, and then other people joined. The owners too. So for the real estate agency with which we have been working for a long time, and then we also had new partners in the management, in the OpCo as we call it, and this was a rewarding model. This flexibility, also the fact that we streamlined our business, and we also wanted to involve the real estate owners themselves into this process. So different families, real estate groups, etc. So people not just paying for the rental fee, but they also became passionate about the management management of hotel facilities, so they shared their path or our path as entrepreneurs also when it comes to managing hotels. So this kind of flexibility was kind of an asset, something that we learned from the COVID crisis as well. So the real estate part, but also the management part. Our development model was one of the first ones in Italy, so it was really a forerunner. So this was a great job. So this was also, well, a great challenge for you during COVID, right? Because you couldn't foresee what would happen. Yes, I remember everything. I went to the bank, to my bank. I said, I would like to acquire hotel facilities. Well, they thought it was crazy. Also, the airlines, everyone was scared at that time during COVID. Well, no one wanted to invest in tourism. And they said, we are the only ones who have the Colosseum. Why shouldn't we do that? So, but it goes without saying that it will be difficult to restart, to start again. But anyway, we need to find new drivers. So just to debunk this kind of fear also that we had during COVID, then I thought that it would be reasonable to do that, and then we could give a boost to this business in 2022. We also had a kind of recovery and with a very good cash flow, and we could also take a great step forward with our turnover. Well, how many facilities do you have today? Well, 50 hotel facilities. We have resorts. We also had kind of a breakdown of the Bizarre brand, which was also divided based on the different hotel categories. Well, categories, so 3-star hotels, 4, 5-star hotels, some smaller resorts, etc. So you also have small facilities, right? Yes, we are very flexible in terms of management because we do think and we firmly believe that all these real estate agencies can support us, and they have everything. They have different funds. They also have very nice properties, smaller properties and buildings. We are very flexible, and this flexibility was really rewarding for all of us in terms of management. How many rooms were converted into buildings or into facilities? Well, we have 250,000 rooms throughout Italy. We want to consolidate and strengthen this group. But yeah, maybe, well, we are a little bit smaller than Radisson, a couple of zeros less than them. But anyway, you are at the very beginning, right? Yes, of course. Well, all jokes aside, we are very happy with our work. We would like to grow. We would like to have a nice Italian group managed by Italian businessmen that can do something good for this country. There is a lot to do, and this is our task as young people also in the tourism sector, and not only in that sector. We would like to set up new companies. We want to bring our know-how throughout the world. We were talking about hotel schools. We were talking about that with our colleagues. Well, I find it like absurd that in Italy, with so much tourism, so many beauties and sightseeing things, etc., etc. So how is it possible that we don't have something like they have in Switzerland, for example? Also for businessmen, for entrepreneurs. So doing business, we always look at China and the US. They are very fast, but this should also support us. We need all that. We try to grow. We would like to make young people also grow together with us, our society and Italy in the future. Well, just a question, since you deal with so many different types of facilities, what is the fil rouge, the common thread, and what can you do? Or how can you find or strike a balance between all the different categories? Well, we try to absorb all the costs. Well, we are like a big hotel chain, but we try to stick to this historical character of our hotels. We want to have flexible patterns and models that can also comply with the structure of the building. So not just working on a setup or preset setups like fixed models, preset models of rooms. So we try to understand their real estate value too. Also in terms of interiors and design, we have 4 different types. So we have the high-end sector where we have our high-level hotels, and then resorts with warmer tones and shades, etc., etc. So this is a little bit more amusing, younger, if you want. So we try tried really to diversify our offer, but we always focused on the spirit of the real estate, of the building. I see a lot of franchise companies that say we have like 6 meters, we have to reduce the bathroom or the toilet like just 3 meters. No, we want to stick to the value of the building in order to make the most of the real estate value of the building. This is really paramount to all of us. So also this kind of partnership with those who give us the opportunity to manage their real estate. What is your ideal, your type customer, the common profile? Well, we have a lot of American customers, European customers, well, 90%, yeah, they account for 90%, all the foreign tourists. Well, Italian are not so high spending people, actually. And what is the average price of the rooms? 200 euros on average. So it's not that high, but, you know, this is affordable also for the Italian market, right? Yes, of course. And then five-star hotels where we have a lot of American customers. They really have high standards. They are really demanding when it comes to their room size, etc. So we are trying to develop also the experience world and scenario. There are some people that are recruited for this purpose. So they need to create and set up these new experiences, and in order to enlarge also our offer, our service range. It's not just about the room, it's also about activities, leisure activities during the day. And luxury is becoming experience-based luxury. This is the reason for this choice. And then ESG, so the sustainability part, not just the bottle of water or cardboard or glass, etc. in a minibar. So it's sustainability in terms of work and conditions, employment conditions. So cooperatives in five-star hotels. So cooperatives are not like kind of great when it comes to tax issues and the tax aspects. We are trying to do some insourcing of the stuff and try to be more sustainable also in terms of conditions and in terms of what really matters in a five-star hotels, like cleanliness, etc., etc. Sometimes this is also outsourced. How do you work in terms of distribution? Well, given our development, this is at a very fast pace, and over the years we focused on Ryota and other actors and players that gave us and still give us a boost. They also have their own partners. We are trying also to increase our markup because there are no go-betweens, and the EBITDA should be stabilized in the next few years, at least 20%. All the new acquisitions and purchases we are doing with higher rents are due to the recovery of the market that we are recording. We are trying to consolidate our facilities. We are trying to absorb and reduce costs, not just for the management. And then we also have, well, the purchase department. We also have the supervision, the follow-up of specific bodies within our company. Well, it can vary, but it can range from 5 to 8% of our costs. So also when it comes to new acquisitions, we try to pay attention to the EBITDA as a value. Well, as far as destinations are concerned, you don't have just like a traditional destinations. Maybe you are looking for something a little bit more special. We are focusing on Sicily for the time being. Sicily has a lot of traditions. They have like breathtaking places. Well, Apulia has skyrocketed in the last few years, but we are focusing on Sicily. And then we have Naples and Campania as a region, and then also special destinations that are less well-known or renowned. For example, Umbria in the next few years. because there is still not so much tourism there. And then we have high-end tourists that are trying and looking for different locations. They are thinking a little bit out of the box, if you want. So this is a new wave of tourism with all the family members and other people that also have their relatives in these small villages. And then they would like to spend some time there. They want to go back to their origins. A lot of Americans going back to Sicily, where they come from, or to Campania, for example. Well, Neos was talking about flights from New York to Apulia and Sicily. So there is a huge share of tourists coming from America. Yes, that's right. So we also have a lot of flights to Catania, many more flights. So this is the attractiveness of this region. This is a very interesting and insightful project in the next few years. What is your vision? Yeah, we are partners, and now we would like to enlarge our audience and the target audience. Well, maybe we will also envisage to get listed on the stock market. We will have new acquisitions. You are still very young, right? There is a lot and plenty of things to do. Thank you very much, Filippo. Well done.
Arrivederci.